Hello students, I hope you have done the worksheets I have given. Today we will recapitulate the chapter Tissues. There are noticeable differences between the tissues of plants and animals. Plants are fixed or stationary. They do not move. Since they have to be upright, they have a large quantity of supportive tissue. This supportive tissue generally has dead cells. Animals, on the other hand, move around in search of food, mates, and shelter. They consume more energy as compared to plants. Most of the tissues they contain are living. Another difference between animals and plants is in the pattern of growth. The growth in plants is limited to certain regions, while this is not so in animals. There are some tissues in plants that divide throughout their life. These tissues are localized in certain regions. Based on the dividing capacity of tissues, various plant tissues can be classified as growing or meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Cell growth in animals is more uniform. So, there is no such demarcation of dividing and non-dividing regions in animals. Now, let us see the plant tissues. Plant tissues can be divided into two types, meristematic and permanent. Meristematic cells of meristematic tissues are able to divide. Depending on the location or where they are situated in the body, these are of three types: apical, lateral, intercalary. Apical at the apex region or at the tip region, lateral at the sides, and intercalary, these are found in the nodes. Permanent tissue can be divided into two types, simple and complex. Simple permanent tissue can be again divided into three types: parenchyma, unspecialized cells with intercellular spaces; collenchyma, angular thickening are there; and sclerenchyma, lignified walls due to which the lumen or the cavity has narrowed. Parenchyma and collenchyma, cells of parenchyma and collenchyma, these are living, whereas cells of sclerenchyma, these are dead. Complex permanent tissue are of two types, xylem and phloem. Xylem, these are called complex because these are made up of more than one type of cells. Both of these are made up of four types of cells: xylem, that is trachea, vessels, xylem parenchyma, and xylem sclerenchyma, also called the fiber. And phloem, made up of sieve tube, Companion cell, phloem parenchyma, and phloem sclerenchyma. So these are the different types of plant tissues. In the practicals, you have identification of parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma tissue of plants. So here the different layers of cells which are seen. Here you can see where the parenchyma, collenchyma, or sclerenchymatous tissue are found. See the cortex or pith, this region parenchymatous tissue can be seen. Even in the pith, sclerenchymatous tissue also found in some plants. And hypodermis, here this region you can find collenchymatous tissue. Now the animal tissue. Animal tissue can be divided into four types: epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous. Epithelial tissue again can be divided into five types. Here you see squamous, stratified, cuboidal, columnar, and glandular. Squamous epithelial tissue, flat thin cells, and squamous epithelial tissue, when it is found in layers, that we say stratified epithelial tissue. Cuboidal, cube shaped cells are there. Columnar, column-like or pillar-like cells, and some of these which may be ciliated, cuboidal or columnar. And glandular, when some part of this get enfolded and makes a gland which is secretive in nature, so that type of tissue we say glandular epithelial tissue. Now connective tissue, which are of areolar, adipose, skeletal, dense, and fluid. Areolar, that is the loose connective tissue; adipose, that is fat tissue; and skeletal, found in the bones. So these are bones and cartilage. Dense connective tissue again can be divided into two types, ligament and tendon. Ligament which joins bone to bone, and tendon which joins muscles to bone, and fluid connective tissue, that is blood. The muscular tissue, next, muscular tissue which are divided into three types, striated, unstriated or smooth, and cardiac. Striated, that is which shows striations, smooth it does not have the striations, and cardiac, it shows striation and it is found in the muscles of heart. And nervous tissue, that is the unit of this nervous tissue, that is neuron. Next, I am showing you types of muscle fibers. Actually, you are going to see this in the practical activities, identification of the muscle cells. Striated muscle, smooth muscle, and cardiac muscle. See, this is the striated muscle. It is elongated, unbranched, and it has many nuclei, multinucleate, and this shows striations. Striations, that means this dark and light bands. So these striations they show, and that's why these are called striated muscles. Mostly these are attached to the skeletal tissue, so that's why these are also called skeletal muscle. And these are voluntary, that is on our wish we can move the body parts on which these are attached to. Smooth muscle fibers, you see they have spindle shaped cells. Both the ends are pointed and the middle portion, that is broad, and this is the nucleus. Smooth because they do not show any striation. And cardiac muscles which are seen in the muscles of the heart. This heart muscles are made up of this type of tissue. See, these are elongated, branched, and these are the nuclei, and they also show striations, this light and dark bands. So these are three types of muscle fibers. Here I am showing you neuron, unit of nervous tissue. It has the cell body or cyton. Cell body, that is, see this structure, that is nucleus, and this is the cytoplasm. So this cytoplasm and nucleus makes the cyton, and it has this elongated projections. So this branched part, what you see, these are called dendrites. And this cyton, see it is elongated part over here, you see this is called the action, right? And this is the nerve ending. This cell also in your practical, that is identification of this nervous tissue. So the cells of this tissue carry messages from the receptor like sense organs to the brain, and from the brain to the muscles, and this help in control and coordination of the body activities. So dendrites which receive the message, it passes on to the cyton, and then gradually through the action, here you see nerve ending. Here the other neuron, it receives the message through the dendrite, it passes on to the action, then to the next neuron. Likewise these messages which are carried. So here a brief recapitulation of the chapter. I hope this will be helpful in preparation of this chapter. Thank you.